Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon, and I write games for fun. And you may be wondering, why are we staring at a Excel sheet called Gun Autism? It's because that's what we're going to be working on today for standard issue science fiction. Now, I meant to stream yesterday, but I was an asshole and decided to go to sleep at 7 and wake up at 10:30. So in the meantime, I decided to do some little work in between, like I said I would. So, what I got done is, I got all of these done. As you know, bravado isn't a very big one, but you have Batarians right here for our Xenomenaces, or Menai, or Menace, or however you want to correctly say it, and I really don't know. So, we have Flashlight, and now we're going to be working on weaponry. Now, as a side note, we also worked a little bit on vehicles. So we go through here, we have 5 different kinds of propulsion. Now, average is kind of my cop-out answer for whatever's the most common. Usually it's just an engine. However, there may be hover vehicles, jet vehicles, legged vehicles, tracked vehicles, and each of them have their own. Now, this was taken directly almost, it was pretty much taken one for one from Hearts of Darkness, and that was so I don't die on the inside. And that's really it, so I don't die on the inside. So, if we scroll up here a little bit, we're going to be working on guns today. Oh, we've been working quite a bit on guns now, haven't we? Now, if we go back to Hearts of Darkness. Hearts of Darkness update. Ooh. Good shit. Let me snap all my backs into place again. Now, as always, we're going to split these up into a few different kind of categories. So, overall, we're going to open up our handy-dandy notepad document here. We're going to put it up to font 23 so everyone can actually read, 24 at least. So we're going to have assault, handguns, rifles, shotguns, SMGs, and others. Actually, no, these are going to be our core ones. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to copy paste you right in there. Copy paste you right there. Copy paste you right there. I mean right there. And handguns. I like me some handguns. And assault weapons. Now, what makes this part a little bit more complicated? Now, if we go back to standard issue science fiction, you notice I have 2 sets here. I have energy and kinetic. I think you all see where this is going. Energy weapons are different than kinetic weapons, and kinetic weapons are different than energy weapons. Yay! So what does this mean exactly? So what effectively means is that if we zoom out here to 90%, all of these guns, okay, let's click the wrong button. All of these things here are going to have to get 2 varieties. One's going to have to be an energy variety, one's going to have to be a kinetic variety. So guns. So effectively, what I'm going to do is, first off, I'm going to move all of you down here. And we're just going to have to work 1 over 1 over. So let's assume all of these are kinetic as of right now. That's what we like to assume. Every single thing here is kinetic. Again, and what kinetic is effectively just slug rounds, they're your common issue bullets. Now, what is the difference between kinetic and energy? Now, in my original draft here, if we look here, Kinetic weapons are usually cheaper. Energy weapons can consistently hit. And what I'm going to do... I need a good way to balance them. So let's... Warhammer 40,000 labs. Rifle versus... Oh, goodness. And now we get to the wonderful world of me looking at a spreadsheet and debating on whether or not I'm losing my mind. Woo! God help me. So, let's take a look here. So, overall, I think my thing is for kinetic. Kinetic deals less damage, more reliable to hit, higher range. I actually probably do something like 50% additional range. Less damage, more liable to hit. Well, obviously cheaper to get a hold of. Well, yeah, and but energy, higher damage, less reliable to hit, and higher rate of fire. So, I'm going to copy paste you over here. Here's going to be our kinetic. Is this going to be a very cop-eyed way of doing it? Hell yes it is. And, oh, click the wrong button there. Guns. Energy sub. Energy. Mouse, please. And then we want an energy personal defense weapon. So we want to reduce these 2 hits by 1. Bump up 3d6 plus 3 damage. 3d6 plus plus 1 damage, and 5d6 plus 1 damage. Magazine capacity. I'm gonna have to have a higher. Let's do a flat 25% increase. Let's bring out my handy dandy calculator. Do you like calculators? So 35 times 0.25 plus 35. So we're looking at about 44. And we'll bump this up higher as well. We'll make that 40. And we'll make that 35. Make that 40. And then we have to figure out 60 times 0.25 plus. And that would make 75. But you have lower range. So we're going to reduce everything by. Actually, we don't have to worry about range because we only have to worry about SD here. Range. I'll do SD. Let's see. Let's double check. Let's do 4, 4, 3. So that'd be 3, 3, 2. And that means shotguns would be 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2. Yeah, got to rewrite the shotgun thing. And let's see, kinetic energy. You have lower to hit, but you're closer to range, so that's kind of your benefit. Like you want to close the distance with energy weapons a little bit more consistently, so that would be kinetic, kinetics, and akimbo. Kinetic, energy, akimbo, energy. Okay, here we are. Here's our first round of weapons, and we're going to move on to our second round. And kinetic auto shotgun. We can actually remove the coach gun. We don't really have to worry about that. We don't really have to worry about a pump shotgun there. Actually, you know, I'm going to take that, but we're going to take those two off, because again, that doesn't really make any sense. That means we're going to have to get rid of you guys. Let's do it this method, just so I can do bada bing. No, didn't mean to hit that button. Bada boom. Kinetic automatic shotgun, pump shotgun, sawed-off shotgun, shotgun. Kinetic pump. Energy automatic shotgun. Well, let's call it energy shotgun. -1, 4d6, 5d6. Magazine capacity. We're going to obviously increase this. We're going to increase this by that. I'm going to double it to that. Fire rate's going to be 1. Fire rate's going to be 6 here. Range is obviously going to have to get lowered to that. And now we get to assault rifles. So, actually, assault rifles are fairly large. A light machine gun, we're going to give you a... I'll say if they're 30 feet each. So let's call this 6 times 30, 630. We'll call it at 6, 5. Ring-a-ding-ding-ding. Hello, who are you? Hello, ring-a-ding-ding-ding. Nope, that's no one. I've gotten bored enough. I downloaded Webtoons, that service, on my phone, and it's like, hey, if you wanna talk about some Webtoons, I'm like, please, maybe not. Kinetic assault rifle, kinetic designated marksman, kinetic light machine gun, kinetic squad automatic weapon, energy assault, energy designated, energy light LMG, and energy saw. And of course what we're going to do is going to do -1, 0, -3, -2, bump damage up, 4d6, 5d6, 6d6 plus 4, and 6d6. Magazine capacity is going to get increased. We're just going to increase this assault 15 to 45, 45, 450, and 25. I should know this, but I'm dumb. 25 times 0.25 equals 6.25, so that would be, let's just call it 300. And then we're going to roughly double everything here. And 4, 5, 6, 5. And I'll just replace all these at the end, just because it's going to take time. Rifles. Kinetic battle rifle. We don't really need bolt actions. Or lever actions. Carbines still work, because carbines are fairly universal. But I can add a new weapon. We're going to call it the slug launcher. And its damage is going to be 5d6 plus 5. It's going to have magazine capacity of 4. It's going to have fire rate of 1. It's going to have effectively 1,000 meter range. And it's going to be scoped ranged. I have 48. Actually, let's see. Dice. Any dice. So 48 plus how much? 2. And then output, we'll say 5d6 plus 2. Give me the averages here. So here's our first one. Our average is an 8.2. So yeah, our average is about a 19. There, our average is about a 19 there. Okay. Looks like these are relatively accurate. So you have a little bit less chance of doing a lot of damage with 5d6, but you do a little bit more consistent damage. So we're going to do 5d6 plus 2. We're going to do a 3, 4, 5, and a 6. I'll give it the heavy tag as well. Actually, you know what? We'll make it a chunky boy. 8d6. No to hit bonus. Slug launcher's a big boy. We'll make it pretty much a 1-1 now. Like you are either going to hit with it or you are going to miss. There's no do. Energy carbine. High focus sniper rifle. Negative 1, 0, 0. 7d6 plus 2. 3d6 plus 2. And 6d6 plus 2. Magazine capacity, we'll just increase that to 8. We'll increase that to, it would be 15, 15, 2, 4. And we'll keep it at 1, and we'll make that 4, 2, 3. We'll do an energy, high focus energy rifle. And then we add in our pistols. Again, we start working on the kinetic auto pistol. Kinetic auto pistol. Range 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. So that means the range on these babies are going to be 1, 0, 0, 0. You effectively have to be dead on them to actually hit with these things in any reasonable capacity. Why? Because it's laser battle. You know what, I'm going to do that just so I can do 1, 1, 1 across every thing here. Kinetic heavy handgun. Kinetic light handgun. And next one, revolver. We're going to... let's would be a spicy pistol. Spicy energy pistol. Okay. Alright, I think we'll just can this section entirely. So, energy auto pistol, energy heavy handgun, energy light handgun. In case you're wondering why I keep doing the handgun here, handgun there, is I'm trying to 2d6 plus 4 when I merge all of these together, make them nice and pretty, so I don't have to worry about things. Make that 75, fire rate of 50. I'll make it a fire rate of 30. And heavy handgun, we're going to make it a fire 10, 10 to 4. Alright. Now let's do the unfun part. Energy, comma. Energy. Kimbo, energy. Let's go energy. Energy short again. Energy, 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 and now we're going to select the word kinetic, and we're going to say kinetic shotgun. And Control C. If I'm not talking a lot, it's because I am just very much focused on making sure everything gets Control C, Control V correctly. Because this is the place where inevitably something will not be Control C, Control V correctly, and I will notice it later on and I will get sad. But overall, this is going to be a pretty nice assortment of guns and fun. Alright, so if we select everything here, we're going to move you down a few pegs and select all of you, put you right there. And select you two, put you right there. Select all our rifles and handguns, move you down a few pegs, put you right there, grab you and put you right there. Yeah, so I am talking to the spreadsheets. The spreadsheets, they speak to me. Without them, I am nothing. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna create a filter A to Z. And now you understand why I want the energy. So the energy go first, then the kinetic. We had energy, kinetic, energy, kinetic, energy, kinetic. Data, turn off filter, data, create a filter, and sort A to Z. And data, turn off filter, rifle data, create a filter, sort A to Z. And data, turn off filter, data, create a filter, A to Z. Data, turn off filter, we're done. So we're going to select everything here. We're going to Control C. And we're going to say, oh, well, sorry. Actually. Goodbye, old friend. You served your purpose well. Well, actually, you didn't even really do that terribly well. Paste unlinked. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to edit this a little bit. Spread it out just a smidgels. Smidgels? What is a smidgels, Notepad? Is that some kind of new word you just invented? Because okay, so now we get to go to table properties, left line, center, middle. And we have our first class of guns complete. I love guns. I made a mistake. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do pink. There we go. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, to maintain a consistency, what we need to do is control that. We're going to select. So our range is assault handguns. And then we're going to control V. Will this work? Yes. Why are you down? Oh, okay. Welcome to the wonderful world of quirks and how Google Docs decides things actually work. Let's see a little comma akimbo. Comma akimbo. Aerial, we're going to actually just do the real lazy way and see if this works. Will this work? Absolutely not. Okay, screw it. Aerial 12. There we go. Select everything here. Table properties. Middle, center. Okay. Always put a revolver in your gang. You never know when you're going to become Revolver Ocelot or when your players are going to want to become Revolver Ocelot and spin that gun. So we're dealing with rifles. And if we control C, paste you right there, select everything here, control C, and select everything, control V. Ooh, I just downed a bottle of water, and now my gut's like, oh god, this isn't how it's supposed to be. Oh, okay, there goes my back. Shotgun SMGs. Nope, we're going to control C. Control V. I can probably slap shooty guns in here. So we all like ourselves some shooty guns. And delete row. Did I delete the row from up here? Yes. And we have one more. And we know this is SMGs. So we're going to Control V, paste unlinked. Actually, we're going to that. We're going to highlight you, Control C, Control V, Control C, select everything, and Control V. And you actually turned out pretty alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Arial, we're going to select 12-point font, and right click, table properties, middle center, okay. Select everything, and just double check, make sure everything is the right size. Table properties, middle center. I always like to double check with the center just because inevitably something can and will break. And it only goes off the majority of the cell that you select. So one may not actually be centered, or one may not actually be vertically aligned if you, even though it says it. Why that's the case? Because screw you. That's really the only answer. Is because screw you, and you don't get to have fun. So we have our various weaponry here. Swords, maces, axes. Alright. And I'm actually going to throw in some of these just to make sure. Other weapons, you get bonus damage, fire rate, range. Bod. Rocket launcher. Your max range is going to be 5 SD. Your mine's going to be 0 SD. And your rocket's going to do 10d6. And that actually brings me, we're going to actually add an EMP grenade. To hit bonus 0, damage 0d6, fire rate 1, range bod, thrown EMP. And paste unlinked. Actually, we want to insert a row below. We're going to post frag. We're going to repost our frag grenades right down here. Delete these frag grenades. Right click, delete row. Nope, didn't mean to do that. And we're going to delete this row. I said we're going to delete this row. I'm hitting distribute rows, aren't I? Delete row. There we go. Because E goes before F. Alright, now we get to fix all our tags. So what tags do we have here? Okay. So we have our long range melee. Natural, concealable, ubiquitous, tool, obvious, thrown, piercing, kinetic, heavy, trap, scoped, fueled, unwieldy, gory, two-handed, stun, energy. Okay. So long range melee. Oh yeah. So I'm going to change this to the character can attack an opponent who is approaching them for a melee attack first before their attack. So what this effectively means is, hey, I'm going to rush up to this guy. I'm going to stab him with my sword. He has a spear. I'm running up toward it. He's going to get a free attack on me. Because he has a spear and I have a sword and I'm getting stabbed. Oh, God, help. Ow. So that's kind of the benefit there. Natural, that's fine. Concealable with a sneak or no, SNK check. Ubiquitous. Everywhere. Tool, obvious. Chance of hiding it at any point. To throw, obvious. Thrown. Alright, so the weapon is thrown at the opponent. Once it leaves, it is gone. Make a melee attack. Let's say MEL. A mel for a thrown weapon. Someone pointed out, why I'm adding that very weird note there, is someone pointed out that technically there are no rules for something like a boomerang. Why something as, dare I say, unique as a boomerang, I don't know why they brought it up. But I have to now factor in the boomerang guy and his comment about not having an option for boomerangs and energy boomerangs. Yeah, I don't know either, but we're working with it. We like energy boomerangs. It's like Kylo Ren's, lightsaber, except better. It's cooler. Let's see. Alright, you're good. Piercing, reduce it as AV by the value. Kinetic. The weapon is a ballistic weapon and the weapon is a ballistic. It uses ballistics and kinetic ammunition for its attacks. Is naturally a bit cheaper than energy weapon. It is naturally a bit cheap. And the round to pick back up. Takes a turn and a turn to pick back up. Because again, we have to use turn and use round because rounds and turns are different. Always keep your verbiage correct. Traps can be rigging. Use booby trapping objects. Scope can be aimed for +2 to hit every round. Actually, let me double check on the let's see. Full auto suppressive fire. Where are you? I know I had you. Clash, big swing, 3-shot burst, full auto suppressive fire. That's what I'm going to have to do. That's what we're going to go all the way down. This is the little things you notice. This is what we're going to do after every single time we do these. We do a once through just to double check everything to make sure everything looks the way it should. We don't really have anything for fuel, so I'm going to take that out. What did I choose to do for gory? What was it that I chose to do for gory and... the weapon deals 2 times damage to a character that has... The character is on serious or critical wounds. So pretty much your goal at that point, like, gory effectively allows you just to kill someone a lot faster. Like, oh, hey, you're at serious wounds, you're dead. Chainsaw sword, fuck you. 2 hands used effectively. I'm going to... Most firearms require 2 hands. Stun, unable to act for the turn. I made a... Oh, not stun. The wind out of the opponent. They are unable to act. The weapon knocks the wind out of opponents. They lose 1d6 next round in actions. And I'm going to put a footnote here. At the start of their next turn, they only have 2d6 to start, meaning they can perform... Actually, opponents, they lose an action next round. So they can do a 3d6 action and a 2d6 action, but they can't really do a 1d6 action. That's kind of how that's playing out. So it's like, yeah, I know you're still doing what's up, but when you consider that some actions require you to do 2, and you can and stuns stack, and I actually should put stuns do stack. So if you get stunned repeatedly by multiple people, you're just going to be on your ass, not be able to actually do anything, and then get beat to death like a loser. What I can do is I'm going to... the weapon can be aimed for a +2 to hit. I'm going to bump that up to a +3 to hit. For an action, actually I'm going to make that even more stupid. 6/4/2 hit for an action. Your first action, your second action, your third action. So if you do it right away, like the most optimal thing is to use your 3d6 to do it, and then you're able to. So it's kind of that push and pull of how you want to do it. Each of them are valuable in their own way, but +2 to hit with a weapon for an action, akimbo. How did I word this? And this one, vehicle can be held in one hand with relative ease. This weapon can be held in one hand with ease. And be used in both. And alright. Now we get to do the really unfun part, where I hit this button and we make a new sheet. Because that's what we do here. We make endless amounts of sheets. Go to our tag section. We're going to drag everything down here like this. Tag name. Insert. Data. Create a filter. And Boing, oingo, boingo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Done. C, Control V, done. Here we go. Everything looks nice, right, and proper like. That's what I like to see. And hit everything like that. And beautiful. So you're heading to firearm, adding two. That means tags need to be heading to as well. That reminds me, I didn't add an EMP, did I? So insert a row below. Weapon. Robot. Now we get to do this really janky way. But what I can do is, because we're very lazy, and we can do this, and no one can really say anything. Boom. I am a genius. Aerial. 12. Table properties, black, 0.75 points. Okay, and beautiful. We're done here. Backspace, backspace. Look at all these guns. 71. Guns. Everything's D6s as well. Okay, let's see. Armor's universe. Keeps the universe from ripping the character in half. Now, since armor in science fiction is diverse and depends on the setting, it's been split into 4 distinct subcategories that affect the armor value dots. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Hyper advanced armor of the future. Technology is advanced, so most arms are impenetrable. Most firearms. The AV removes number D6s from the final calculation of damage. So if a character is attacked with a kinetic rifle, 4d6 while wearing a medium armor, they would only take 1d6 damage. This doesn't mean there will be times where armor is completely trumps the weapon to damage. This is on purpose. Employing the style armor. Portal wear in public. When a character wants to shoot a tank suit, people are going to take notice and be a bit on edge. Armor is the future. Armor of the future is heavy and annoying. Scary. All people slip more plates themselves to block it. Eventually it ends. Barely. Getting shot anyway. Armor in the system is blocking D6s, but blocking D6s with the penalty equal to AV to all actions committed in the armor. Or a kinetic rifle will still take 1d6 damage, but the retaliation would be at -3, potentially allowing them to miss. Plated armor. Placed by series of overlapping personal shields lend freedom of movement and ability that the cost of rapidly gaining shield power under heavy fire multiply all AVs by 10. And this shield's health eats damage when thrown at the character, so it has attacked with an energy rifle or medium armor 30, and its head their shield takes damage, let's say 15. Value to 15. Otherwise, the narrator allow a character to recover shields at the cost of action or force them to deal with the consequences is up to them. Yeah, this is I hope no one has any fun mode right here, which is because all of these types, the basic assumption is that you're going to lose d6s. So, for example, let's say I have basic heavy armor on, and let's see, heavy armor 8. I'm not going to be able to actually get hurt by literally anything. Like, I'm not going to actually get hurt by, like, any of this. But I'm most likely going to have to worry about the more the social implications of it. However, I'm wearing, let's say, only medium armor, only blocking 3. If I get hit by an energy designated marksman rifle, I'm going to take 3d6 plus 4 damage, which sucks. It's going to hurt because you're getting shot with a gun. On the other hand, the flip side of it, it does not block flat damage values. And what are melee weapons outside of flat damage values? The idea is at its... Actually, I should... The idea behind the melee weapons is that they're more reliable. You're going to do a fixed amount of damage, whether or not they're... So if you have a 3 of bot and you have your gauntlet on, and it's going to be a great gauntlet, for example, you just have a power fist, for example, because that's cool. And I'm going to attack someone. I'm going to do my bot plus 3 damage. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do anything else. Like, that's going to be my attack. That's how much damage I'm going to do with them. However, someone with a SMG might do more damage than me. But if they have armor on and it gets reduced to 0d6 plus 1 damage, it's going to do 1 damage. So it's kind of that compromise you have to make, and there's a lot of people who usually argue like, what's the value of melee weapons in sci-fi? When everyone has laser guns, why would you ever want a sword? Ever want a sword? This is the reason. Why? Because I think space battles with giant axes are cool. That's why. No other reason, but I just think it's cool. Nothing wrong with that. I'm actually going to put EMP here. So I think this works fundamentally. We have vehicles done. Do I have vehicles done? There we go. Wait, what? You. Middle. Okay, there we go. You. Middle. Okay. Yeah, you're in the middle. You in the middle? Yeah, you're in the middle. Why are you here? I must have been very tired when I did this last night. Okay, there we go. Tankettes are effectively adorable little tiny baby tank, and I want one for Christmas. I just want a tiny little baby tank for Christmas. We got vultures, because vultures are cool. Vulture spam used to be my meta, but vulture spam stopped being useful. And that also brings me to vehicles and what I have to do. So if I scroll all the way down here, armaments. There we go. Oh, no. I want to go back. Insert row below, anti-air. No, this won't work. Okay. We're just going to leave it like that. Okay? Okay. And is there any other armaments that I... Anti-vehicle. Bum. Bum. Bombardiers. Land of the free, home of the brave. It's not Kaiserreich if you squint. And trust me, it's not Kaiserreich still. You may be wondering, this sounds pretty much like Kaiserreich. And the answer is, it's not. Where are you? Where are you? Bam. Bam. The vehicle is allowed to make an attack on a ground target. There you go. That's all I'm really going to put, because if you're bombing someone into the dirt, yeah, they're going to get bombed into the dirt. That reminds me, squad capacity. We don't have to worry about that. There we go. probably actually delete you. Delete row. Here we go. Improvised tanks. Sidecar allows the attachment reducing speed handling by 1. Adding +1 carry capacity. Alright. We not done with all this. This was the hard part, everyone. This was the brute force part that just needed time and effort and time and more time and then time again because time. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit this button. Oh, beautiful. And now we're going to go down to the expanded rules. Because I like expanded rules. So Psychic Awakening. Now let's just double check everything, make sure everything is working as it should. You can go away, definitely not Kaiserreich. Let me see if everything is going. Everything is good. So Psychic Awakening, effectively adding psychic rules, and definitely not the Force. Pick the world and variety of drastic and violent methods while the degree and power of psychic power. While the degree of psychic powers. Some setting may be different. The universal fact remains that people who use them are risking their mind and body in pursuit of the higher powers. A character must select a personal skill of psychic to be successful, able to use psychic powers in the field. This can be either an education representing a learned or acquired skill, or bravado, representing a force of will needed projected outward after it is treated as a normal part of the character, as they are able to roll for it in mundane or combat-related tasks. If the character chooses to apply the skill directly in combat, the damage can be done in one of two varieties, depending on how the narrator chooses to represent them. Flat value of bravado plus education. This is valuable if armor setting is one of various armor types described above. A psychic energy will pierce through its tough armor. Number of d6s. Oh no, I'm getting messages. Number of d6s on bravado. This method is a more direct approach to psychic combat, either by shooting silent bolts of energy and glancing or stunning enemies, or throwing large objects at unsuspecting grunts. Regardless of the application, characters' psychic powers can choose to instantly succeed at any psychic check of their choice, but in exchange, they're gambling with wounds. wounds, can be able to push their powers to the limit, forcing it to go off without a hitch. But they are forced to make up the difference with their own health. Now, the psychic wants to hold the door open for his allies to escape through, but the GM decides it's going to be a hard check. He decides to push himself to hold the door open long enough. Reduces wounds by 5 points to compensate for the loss, and puts him into serious wounds. This method allows weak psychics to gamble with their health in exchange for power, but if they push too hard or fail harder, they risk knocking themselves unconscious or worse, having their head explode. Synthetic revolution, robots, androids, and cyborgs. Actually, this reminds me, let's go back to science fiction. Double feature. Dr. X will build a creature. Da 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 da. We cleaned up this. Yeah, we cleaned up all that. Yeah, we fixed all that. We actually fixed out that. I didn't mean to click that button. Go away. Okay, well, maliciously. Luckily, they are bound by rules and laws, logic that is hard-coded into their synthetic minds, but not every synth is hateful. Some want to live their lives, others want to simply coexist. To understand a synth is to understand its creator. Characters who wish to be a robot, android, or a full convergent cyborg are based around a frame, which reflects where their mind in the synth is located. A majority of synths have their mind hard-coded into the body, meaning that a very skilled hacker, a powerful computer, or an expert technician can save a synth once it's destroyed in the heat of battle. Okay, so okay. So for synthetic revolution, we're going to have to break it down into robots, which we're going to get the humanoid frames, and robots themselves get a +1 to E to U. Because again, as a robot, you have your heart, pretty much you're hard-coded to do that. However, you're a little bit uncomfortable, so you have -1 bravado. Humanoid, you get +1 to any attribute. War machine, you get a +2 bod, -1 to your bravado as well, because you were a horrifying war machine of death and destruction. And service machines, you get a +2 E to U. Yeah, +2 E to U, -1 bod. And hospitality, +2 bravado, and -1 bod. Yeah, actually, this +2 bravado, so you're still getting a +2. Because you're mitigating the -1 from the basic robot. And they use durability, so I'm just going to put a note up here. Durability. And then we have androids, +1 to any attribute. And I just want to get android. Not Android. Android, robot. I knew the first. Ah, that's awful. I hate these. These scare the crap out of me. Of course, Dragon Ball Z is the first one that shows up here. Good old Android 18, Android 17. Android 16, best boy. I don't care what anyone says. I'll fight you. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see, security androids. Service androids, you get a +1 to education. You get a +1 to bod. Hospitality, you get a +1 to bravado. And personal skill, choice. Actually, personal skill, robotics, ED, RBT, and which goes under education. And let's see, bot endurance, bravado, and the service, bot, OSB reflexes then. Oh. Okay. Gunsling. What's Casanova? Neutral term for Casanova. Effectively, what I'm looking for is someone to get +2 bravado but -1 bod. So I'm trying to think of. Liaison. Yeah, we'll go with the term liaison. Actually, companion. -1 bod. And we'll put in thug. Actually, we'll put brawler +2 bod, -1 EDU. And we'll give one more. We have reflexes, bravado, bod. Let's get an education one in, so we know it's going to be +2 EDU. We'll do. I feel like we've been using bod actually. There we go. And full conversion cyborgs. Cyborg. Actually, I'm gonna take out cyborgs because we're gonna have to make another point in here. I know that much. So what I'm gonna do is after colony management, actually transhumanism. Bio-augments and cybernetics. Augmentation. And that's where we'll dedicate. And that's what we'll dedicate full conversion cyborg. So there's supposed to be a robot or android. Actually, we're going to have to. Characters who wish to be a robot choose a frame which reflects its abilities and natural aptitudes. Androids select a previous career which demonstrates their skill sets and dispositions. Actually, if I want to do that, +2 Mel, +2 that would be ACD, +2 words, +2 F, +2 SFM, +2 that would be networking, +2 Mel. Actually, if I want to be real specific, +1 Mel, +1 F, and then +1 ACD, +1 HRD, hardware and academics. So actually, +1 to any 2 attributes. disposition. Robots are able to be brought back from the dead due to the as long as their mainframe is intact. Androids require their minds to be fully intact for the process to be successful. Bum bum. Oh, nope, didn't mean to do that. Dun 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 dun. Back, 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 back. Back, 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 back. Synthetic. Synthetic. Characters don't have natural do not have natural wounds. Regular characters would have then instead have durability, which has a stopping power like cover. Characters have 3 times bod and durability, which cannot be healed naturally. It does double as light armor on humanoids. Not be healed naturally, but must be repaired. A synthetic character has armor equal to their bod rating. Equal to their bod rating. Bod rating. Body of them fine. Fitting in relatively different. No. So kind of the plus to playing a synthetic character is actually you get a lot of bonuses and you're generally fairly tough. However, the downside is outside of being a giant walking robot that, outside the fact that you are the Terminator, you also have the unfortunate problem of having to deal with EMP weapons, which do double damage against you, i.e. against your durability, as well as the fact that your durability is, I should bump that up to 5 times. 5 times Bob. That sounds pretty fair. Pretty much, it's difficult to actually fix you after a time. If you get into a prolonged fight, there's no okay, everyone, let's heal up, stab ourselves with stim packs, and let's get going. No, it's just like, well, I'm at I took 20 damage that round. I'm at 20. I'm down 20 health. And if you don't invest a lot in bod, you're not going to have a lot of armor, but you're not going to be able to do anything really outside of that. So you kind of need reflexes to shoot your guns, but you don't need it. So you always need to make a compromise with these guys. If you have too high of bod, sorry, I'm just double checking some things. If you have too high of bod, you're not going to be actually to, well, do anything else. You're going to be a tank, and you're going to step forward with your giant power claws and try to kill people as fast as possible before they kill you. Alternatively, if you don't have a very high bod and you can actually do other things, you're not actually going to be that durable. You're going to be a little bit, possibly even a little bit weaker than the average character who has a little bit more oomph behind them and can wear armor while you cannot. So it's kind of that back and forth. So let's go back to Titans of the Battlefield. Walking tanks. Humanoid power armor. That's not... Method of hell to hull times 2 for stopping power. Yeah, I'm going to have to just go through this one and patch things up. We're going to have to do... Yeah, we're going to have to go through this one as well. Untapped worlds. Yeah, let's see if we can't work on this. All worlds are made of equal, some are more equal. Some are more equal than others. Planets floating through space are a staple of any star system, from smallest moons to largest gas giants, each having a resource waiting to be plundered. Planet types habitable, dry, arid, desert spots, savannas make these planets dangerous to live on, and water cannot be found quickly. Frozen, freezing winters, cool summers make these planets optimal for sub-zero research stations. Wet, sticky, and prone to illness, these planets are primary water and make the optimal environment for colonization. Barren house, no atmosphere, or notable resources. Planet side, gas giants, molten worlds, toxic worlds. Colony management. A million stars, billion planets, countless hopes and dreams of people searching for a new home. Colonies are a method for spacefaring empires to establish their domain further by planting their people on a planet to conquer and tame its resources. For characters, a colony may be home, it may be a place to return stolen goods, or it may be a place to invest their hard-earned credits in. All habitable planets have a size rating from 5 to 25, representing a number of industries that they can accommodate. When a colony is founded, it will begin to produce what the habitable planet is able to naturally. So I think this works. Actually, you know what I can do? Stellaris planet types. Let's see. Let's see if we can actually expand this. Let's have some fun. So, no, didn't mean to do that. So we're going to go habitable planet. And finally, planet types special. Gaia's. If few worlds are luxurious, lush, and rich as a Gaia. As a Gaia plant. Able to accommodate just about any species. Able to accommodate just about any species to live unhindered and without problem. 2 more tombs. A dead planet. A dead planet once home to a thriving civilization. Its ruins still dot the planet and make it ripe for plunder. Ecumenopolis. The city is the world, and the world is the city. Home to trillions of bodies. Ecumenopolis is a bustling world of activity. Let's see. Machine. This planet was artificially created by a species that was quite far advanced, able to turn an entire world into little more than a factory for production. Asteroids. Mineral asteroid. Oh, getting another message. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, mineral asteroid. Rich in what are energy minerals, organics? Rich in mineral wealth. These asteroids are prospectors' dreams. Energy asteroid. Energy asteroid. Containing a strong current of exploitable energy resources. These asteroids serve as mobile energy stations. And finally, organic asteroid. Unique in composition, these asteroids are home to tiny organic life. Tiny organic life that promotes a proto-atmosphere for the production of limited organics. Broken world. Broken world. This world is little more than a tombstone for a planet cracked by a super weapon. Oh, didn't mean to click that button. Planet. There you go. And then we go to megastructures, orbital habitat. These stations are valuable commodities of the spacefaring community, allowing civilians to live among the stars, orbiting in the cold bleakness of space. Ring worlds. Crafted by ancient technology. A ring world is a massive circular device that has been carefully crafted to ensure maximum habitability. Let's see. What are some others? Let me give me more megastructures. Ring world signs. Let's see. What am I looking at here? That would be a habitable space stations. The sci-fi. Come on, give me something here. Vernal sphere. Large rotating cylinder to replicate gravity. Allow residents of of this station to live as though they were on their own planet in space. Let's see, rotating torus, bishop rings, halos, orbitals, O'Neill cylinders. Oh god, eclipse phase. Eclipse phase. Habitats. Space habitat. Nope. Okay, I know what scrap caravan. Little more than dozens, if not hundreds, of ships strapped together poorly. Make these floating cities more akin to a favela, but an effective one. Asteroid den. Often home to small amounts of colonists, an asteroid den makes for a perfect spot for galactic truckers to refill supplies, minor colonies to expand, and to allow those looking to get away to get away. Alright, we added quite a few planets. Actually, no, we want heading 3. Mega structures, which was actually one of my favorite expansions for Stellaris. But Stellaris also likes kicking me in my face often, and doesn't allow me to enjoy that game, really. I keep meaning to get... I keep debating on whether or not I want to get Federations. I'm like, nah, I don't want to get Federations. I'm like, I should get Federations. I have all the other expansions. Like, yeah. Stellaris keeps going back and forth on whether or not I like it. Characters call me maybe home. Okay. Every colony that's taken, more industrial investor colony becomes more valuable. It becomes in the eyes of its founders, leaders, and enemies. Housing roads and other industries need to produce one level. Farming, automated farming procedures successfully produce organics, requires 10 wealth. Easy to acquire energy production and distribution system, requires extensive deep mineral productions. Light industry requires organics. Okay. So, what we're going to have to do here is industries. So, pretty much as size from 5 to 25 represents the number of industries. And size equal industries. Actually, industrial levels. Let's call it that. So, dry planets. So, how do we want to produce natural resources? Okay, natural resources, effectively. Go off your, let's say, planet quality. So we'll have to put in the planet quality. And planet quality is either going to be quality, you're going to have a poor planet, which is going to produce one of a thing. Average planet, which is going to produce 3 of a thing. Good planets, which are going to produce 5 of a thing. And fantastic planets, which are going to produce 7 of a thing. Now, being poor doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have anything. It just means that you're not producing a lot of it. You can have a massive poor planet, which is just, it's a whole lot of nothing. Or you can have a fantastic but really tiny planet, which you are producing a lot of. One little thing, but you can't really use it too much. So it's kind of that push and pull there. So, planet quality. And then industries. So industry, infrastructure, farming, energy, mining, light industry, heavy industry, fuel production. So infrastructure, housing, roads, works. So is used. It would be population growth. Population growth. So effectively what we're going to do is population equals 1. Population equals number of industries being able to actually be used, be employed. So you don't want an overbuild, but overall population equals infrastructure minus civilian goods. So if you're producing no civilian goods, that means you're not going to have a very high population, as you constantly need to build more. So how do you get infrastructure? So infrastructure would have to be, you grow your population, and you naturally get more. So we have to ask ourselves, does population build infrastructure? Or does infrastructure make it so we can have population? I think I'm going to go with the first one. So population equals civilian goods. Population is +1 every, let's say, C. We have to put a thing in called cycles. We'll say every cycle, pretty much add a, +1 every cycle. You know what? I'm gonna think about this later. We've been streaming for about 2 hours now. Thank you, everyone who tuned in to watch me lose my mind when it comes to math. Tomorrow, what are we going to be doing? We're going to be trying to wrap this bit up. We're going to do a lot more on ships and mecha. So probably I'm going to possibly do some mecha stuff tomorrow, just during kind of my free time, or we're going to start on that tomorrow as we wrap these ones up. Overall, this shouldn't be too difficult to do. I have the idea in my head. Oh, goodness. But as we do that, looking at this, we're looking like we might be able to end this by Wednesday if everything goes a little bit slow, or even Tuesday if things go fairly fast. So thank you all for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day.